Greetings, students. Today, understand the concept called supply chain operations. As we know, the previous sessions, what is supply chain? Supply chain is what? A supply chain is a group of activity or a process wherein which the manufacturer, the marketer reaches to the customers, the different channels, the intermediaries, the supplier, the logistics, or it be any other the supporting systems. So whenever a produces a product or manufacture a product or a importer buys the product from the outside country and is going to process it the form of packing, the form of branding, whatever the process is going to add as a value addition to the product that will be converted to the final product. The final product, how it reaches from where he procures, processing, and execution into the something called dealers, from dealers to the end customers. So these aspects is called supply chain. As we discussed, supply chain is the activity concerned with the tangible products, which are tangible in nature. So as in the process of supply chain, we should be knowing what are the operations is carried out. We can say this is supply chain. So as for the company, coming to the operation, it requires that the person should be knowing what is supply chain operations. So we'll understand what is supply chain operations. The meaning is displayed as in the display where it is. It's saying that it includes all the systems, the structure, and the process to plan and to execute the flow of goods and services from supplier to the customers. So what is saying that there is a supply chain operation, but all the systems, all the structures, and all the process that is going to be for planning and execution of the flow of goods. So there is something called three elements in that: the system and structure, second one the planning and execution, and finally to whom the flow of goods. The flow of goods is basically the flow of tangible goods and services. It could be in the form of the goods attached with the in services, or service may be a part of the goods. For example, if you have say a refrigerator or if you have air conditioners, so it is necessary to have not only selling the product, you're supposed to install in a proper way such that the customer is going to use to the maximum to optimum level satisfaction. So simply just we cannot supply only the TV, we should be able to make sure how to operate, how to install. So that is very much required from the point of view of seller. So the seller is not only selling the product, selling their services. So let us understand supply chain process. So as I told, there are three major components. One is the system, structure, and the execution of those plans, which is made for making the products available to the customers. Right? So what the supply chain plan? As I told, this is nothing but a set of plans, set of activity that is concerned about the planning of materials, which plan we are going to supply. Supply chain plan is the process of companies determining the ideal manufacturing and sales volume to achieve profit or revenue related goals. I mean to say that there is an aspect of something called what is the sale value you are going to achieve, what is the profitability is expected, what is the revenue you are going to targeting. So that is the first premises for determining the supply chain. The second aspect comes is what are the steps the company is going to make sure that profit is achieved. How the profit is achieved, what is the quantum of profit that is planned. So in other words, see, if we are going to have what the probability of profit the company is expected to from the particular business. So business process involved all those activity, which is manufacturing, trading, supply chain. So in this process of manufacturing, supplying, and meeting the customer requires, what are the profit goals or what is called bottom line. There is something called bottom line and the top line. What is the bottom line? Is the profitability nature. The top line is nothing but the sales volume. So the organization has to plan what is the bottom line and the top line of the business. Next comes these plans offer factors of supplies. That is, what are the factors that is going to be for production, market, demand, and something called sales. So, what is the plan? Is going to the first one is what is the factors of supply? That is, who is going to be the supplier? What is the mode of supply? What is the different rates available in the market? What is the easiest way to reach the customers? What is the optimum level, the effective or cost effective, maybe the product effective, how we can make. For example, if you have a product such as perishable in nature, like milk or the processed food, which is having it's very short life. The shelf life of the product is very less. For example, milk is having a 1.5 days as a shelf life. You cannot keep for say 1 month like in chocolate, and you can sell in the next month. No, you have to sell in the same month or same the duration within which it has to be sold. That is the lesser the shelf life. It is required to meet meet the requirement of the time bound. That means the product has to reach very short time. That is the logistics should be working on the shortest span of the time so that they can reach the customers in a minimum duration. Second one, what is the other aspect is that how we are going to produce the product. See, as I told, ice cream. Ice cream cannot be produced in, say, US and got sold in India. Or maybe milk is produced in Delhi and sold to be in Bangalore. It's not so easy. So that's the reason you will not find the Milk Federation offering away from the target market. Whereas if you are manufacturing a computer, you can sell in Bangalore. If it's produced in Bangalore, it can be sold in Chicago. So that means to say that you can manufacture here, you can sell based on the product nature and the factors of production. So similarly, there is a what is the market demand where we have to have the logistics supply. That means if you find the state of Karnataka is having a two major towns where we are going to have the distribution depots, something like Hubli and Bangalore. If you take Tamil Nadu, there is Chennai and Coimbatore and Madurai. These are the service centers or the distribution center. If you take Andhra Pradesh, there is an Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, these are the major towns where are the maybe Rajahmundry are major the centers of distribution. If you take Maharashtra, Pune, Nagpur, and Mumbai are the three major of that means they have made a cluster of the customers that is based on the customer demand, the availability of the customers in the given geographical area, how we are able to distribute the products. The supply chain plans are typically long-term plans. That means we're not going to have, say, I'm going to buy this service of the supplier for 2 months or 3 months. I'm not going to use for more than 1 week. Not possible. We have 1 year contract with the supplier that you are going to use the product, or we are going to have an agreement with the logistic transportation company that we are going to have 1 year agreement that they are provide services to transport the materials. We may also take the help of the banking. We are not going to keep on changing the bankers from every week, every month. It will be for continuous. Then only we can expect the results. So that means that what kind of the logistic steps you are taking that is going to be for the longer duration. Next comes the model. So basically, as we have discussed in the one of the previous classes, the models are the things that is going to determine what kind of the theoretical aspect that is going to help understand the real-time situation. The model is nothing but how we are going to theorize the practical application, how we can visualize the famous model that is going to be help the learners of supply chain management, that is SCOR, that is very famously called as supply chain operation reference model. So what it may say that is that management tool that is used to address, improve, communicate supply chain management decisions within the company and with the suppliers and customers of a company. That means this is the best model. This is one of the most widely used model to connect internally plus also externally. What is internally? For employees, for different departments, for stakeholders. Finally, you are going to speak to the external parties such as your suppliers and customers. How to interrogate, how you have to indicate all the internal and external sources or external parties. The second aspect of this model is describe the business process. What is the business process? Is the flow of business. How from X to Y, how the business means basically business. You are going to be seeing the some active, some process. So business is nothing but an ever-changing activity wherein which it is to satisfy the customer requirements and need. It is not just for generating profit. Generating profit is the object or the outcome, but the process is satisfy the customer needs. This model helps to explain the process along with their entire supply chain and provides basis for how to improve those process. This will give a clear and visualization, a picturization of the things that is going to help the management take a right decisions. That means how it is interconnected, what department can be interconnected. If it is not there, what is going to impact? Thus, this model is going to explain the clear clarity of the relationship with the different stakeholders. Okay, so this model consists of majorly four major components. If you can find, there are plan, source, make, and deliver. These are the three major aspects of the SCR model. COR model consists of what? There is a plan. You are going to plan what is the demand for the product. You are going to, that is nothing but demand forecasting. Then you are going to fix the what is the product pricing, what price you can sell, at what price customers are willing to buy. It is not what you want to buy. It is what customer wants to buy, what price they want to, ready to buy. That is nothing but the product pricing. Then inventory. Can we offer all the product whatever customer required, or can you supply to all the customers, or all the customers whatever they are buying, will they buy from you only? What kind of material you are going to supply, within which duration? So that is the plan. Is nothing but the planning of the things, the planning of the business process. Second comes the source. Source here, you are going to procure the materials where you are going to, customer asking for X product or Y product, whether the product is available with you or you are going to source. If you want to manufacture, what is the raw material, how to procure the raw materials, how long it will be there for you to procure it. And if you want to procure, what is the credit available, what is the credit available to you from the supplier, or you want to something called cash on business, cash business. That means you have to buy on advance payment. So what is the source you are going to get? That is nothing but the material available whenever you are planning. See, this first process is what you are going to plan, what material you require, and the second one you are going to check what is the source available for such product. Then comes the make. Make means you are going to, as I told, once you get the sourcing things done, you are going to start working on manufacturing of such product that is going to satisfy the customer need. That means you are not going to manufacture what you want. You are going to manufacture what customer wants, rather than say customer centric or it's a market centric approach. It is not something like only a product approach. It is the customer centric. Customer wants. You are going to manufacture such product. So product design, it in product design, product production scheduling, how much you want to produce, when to produce, what is the facility management. Facility means here factory. So what is the, where you want to have a factory, or where you want to manufacture, how many lines you have, how many production line you want, how many employees you want, what is the the other supporting they want manufacture. So it depends on the market size, depends on the product requirement, depends on the product variants, and also the cost of production. The other aspect, that the last aspect of the SCOR model is the delivery. The fourth category is delivery. How you are going to deliver product whenever you are manufacturing, it's for who? It's for the customers. So you are supposed to have a better order management. That means how you are going to take the orders, how you are going to process the orders, how you are going to deliver the scheduled material. That means once you receive the order, what is the time you are going to do, how you are going to do, what time you are going to do, how you are going to do, how it's going to satisfy the needs. And if the customers are not satisfied, or maybe a defective material are returned, what is the return process you are going to adopt? What is the return process you are going to adopt? So this is an categorical approach towards supply chain operation. So this is the one of the widely used model is called SCOR, supply chain operation model. So this is one of the widely used, and we can also use for our most of the organization.